Okay, I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off and say the really hard thing. I don't know music theory. I have no desire to learn it, and I don't think you need it to become a great musician. Pause for hate.
Like and subscribe.
This is something that I don't hear a lot of people talking about, and I can completely understand why. Social media is filled with experts telling you directly or indirectly that music theory is the only way that you can get better and advance in your musical journey. Honestly, that message leaves a lot of people, including myself, feeling like we can never achieve greatness unless we learn what essentially is a foreign language to most of us. Now, I'm going to stop right now and say this. I have nothing against music theory, and I am thoroughly impressed by those who have mastered it. I love hearing people talk about it from time to time, and I thoroughly believe that if it's something that inspires you and spurs you on to play your instrument more, then you should dive in wholeheartedly and learn as much as you can. But like a lot of musicians out there, I'm not personally interested in it enough to want to learn it. I feel the same way about learning French or mathematics or biology. That's all great stuff, but I don't think you need to be an electrical engineer in order to operate your television, your computer, or your phone with great efficiency. Musical instruments are tools for making great music. A guitar on its own doesn't make great music. It requires a player, and every player has a different set of skills. So what this means is the same guitar or the same any musical instrument can be played by different people and have varying results. Sometimes good, sometimes not as good. It doesn't automatically produce better sound because the player of the instrument is a master of music theory. And in my opinion, the chords and the scales that are being played don't sound any better just because you know the names of them. I have absolutely nothing against music theory, but I'm here to tell you that most of us out here and most of the musicians that ever lived didn't know music theory, and that's okay. I'm here telling you this today because almost everything that I see on social media points you back to musical theory and telling you that if you don't know it, you're not going to progress, you're not going to get any better, or that you just plain suck and you're doing everything wrong. Well, that's not the case. And if nobody else has the guts to say it, I'll be the one to do it. Just because you don't have a specific tool in your toolbox does not mean that you can't achieve greatness. It doesn't mean that you can't become the next Jimi Hendrix. Your passion for playing, your ability to learn new things, think outside the box, be creative. These are the kinds of things that are going to take you to the next level. What's written in the book is a great tool, but it's not the only tool. So don't let anyone ever make you feel like, I can't achieve what I want to do if I don't do this, that, and the other thing. It's simply not true. Figure out what your goals are as a musician for you and work towards them. Maybe you just want to learn a few chords for your friends and your family so you can play that one song at your family reunion or at somebody's wedding, and that's your goal. Well, guess what? It doesn't require music theory to do that. You can do it just fine. And if you feel great about achieving that goal, when maybe you're just trying to learn how to play that Metallica solo in the song One. Well, guess what? There's like 1 billion different videos out there that show you how to do that. Go find one that shows you note for note, learn how to do it. It doesn't require music theory. It was you doing the hard work, doing the research, doing the practice, putting the time in. That's what got you there. Play whatever inspires you. Whatever inspires you to pick up your instrument more, makes you want to play it more, that's the right way to go. Don't let anyone ever tell you that what you're doing is wrong or that you should just stop doing that because you're wasting your time. I can't tell you how many times I hear this. Wasting your time. You're doing it the wrong way. No, you're not. It depends on what your goals are. If you want to be super efficient at music theory and you want to understand what every note is that you're playing, great. Practice that thing. If you just want to know how to play 3 chords and play Time of Your Life by Green Day, just practice that. One thing is not the other thing, and you decide what your own personal journey is. So work on those things. Stay inspired. Do the things that make you want to play more, because that will get you to your goal quicker. I love watching guitar tutorials. I watch them every day. I probably watch 2 or 3 of them a day. But sometimes the terminology that they're using or the concepts that they're delivering just goes over my head. Well, guess what? That video's not really for me then, because it doesn't interest me. It doesn't make me want to play more. It's not for me. And maybe a video is not for you either. That's okay. There's thousands of other videos out there for you to choose from. So if you're watching something and the terminology just starts to hurt your brain, just flip it off. Go to a different channel. Go to a different tutorial that's less heady and just gets at the meat of what you're trying to learn. Again, do what inspires you. There's no right or wrong way along your journey. You have to decide that for yourself. Emotion, passion, creativity, experimentation. This is how all of the great musicians that we have loved over the years have spoken to us. Just like any written language, these are the elements that bring out the unwritten meaning behind the letters, the words, and the sentences. I believe that music is the closest thing that we as humans have to true magic. It can heal the soul, and it can break your heart. It can rally masses to a common cause, and it can divide nations. Rhythm and melody can take you to faraway places and times that are long forgotten. If that's not magic, then I don't know what is. Here's my final thought, and then go ahead and feel free to destroy me in the comments. If you want to learn music theory, do it. Absolutely do it. If that is what excites you, makes you want to pick up your instrument and play more, it grabs at your mind and just won't let go, then go for it. I think it's an awesome skill that some days I wish I cared more about, but most of the time I just don't. It's not interested me enough to want to learn it, so I haven't. In 40 years, I have not learned music theory, and that's okay. You should always feel good about your musical journey. There is inherently nothing bad about music. It is designed by nature to feel good. It can bring out different emotions. You can have angry music, or you can have super happy music, or you can have sad music. You can have all kinds of music, but there's nothing bad about it. It's all good. It's wonderful. Patience and practice will lead you to your goals regardless of what you're trying to achieve. Be open to all kinds of music. If you listen to hardcore metal, listen to some jazz. Listen to some classical music or some top 40 pop. Be open to listen to all kinds of things. You never know where your next inspiration is going to come from. You never know what that one little thing is that's going to change the way you play forever. Compare yourself only to yourself in the past and not to others. Celebrate your progress in your current state and don't dwell on future states or future progress. You'll get there. And when you do, you'll celebrate that too. There is always going to be somebody that you think is better in your eyes. And there will always be someone who thinks you are better in their eyes. Music theory won't make music better. You will.